Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here with me today. Today I will be making some Bible verse emergency number dangles. So I think this will be something fun and sweet to add to a journal. I've been thinking about it for a while. I got the idea from Sorley Armstrong where she makes similar dangles. So I will link that in I will link her video in the description. This is the principle that I'll be using, although you can use anything, but be sure to print it on glossy photo paper. If you will be using glossy accents like me, you can also use resin, UV resin, and also nail polish. But with all of those, I would recommend using glossy photo paper. And then this is the supplies that I'll be using, although I do not have my glossy accents with me right now. I will go get it once I'm done with this next part. For this, I use chipboard scraps. So I have a bunch of these because I use them to make my covers. I usually write the measurements on them just in case I use them for a spine, but my spines are very rarely this thin. I will be using this to punch a hole in to make the dangle. It's called a leather punch. You do not need that. You can also just use an awl. And if this doesn't work, I will be using an awl. So that's basically it. What I will be doing now is I'm going to cut all of these out. How this works is here's 5 for encouragement with the 5 Bible verses if you need encouragement. Same for hope and strength and love and faith. However, you can mix them up if you want to, that is possible, but these are the same size and the same color in so for instance, the love one won't necessarily fit on the back of strength, but you could try it, see what happens. You can trim it a little bit, it's completely up to you. So I'm going to cut them out now, and I'm only going to glue one of these onto a piece of chipboard, although I will show you that. But for now, I will just be cutting them out. Okay, I have a tiny piece of chipboard here and then the 2 sides of the label. So I'm going to glue this on here now and then slice it out. This is cut out. As you can see, it ruffled a bit on the edge there, but that doesn't really matter so much to me. I have some really sharp scissors. This is my fabric scissors. So I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have really sharp scissors, but what you can also do is you could just slice it out. Let me just focus. Yeah. Just slice it out like that, and then that. You don't necessarily have to use scissors for this part. And I only use the very back edge to trim this so that it doesn't make the part kind of dull that I want to cut fabric with. And I just trim it a little bit on that edge as well. And then the other side. Now, the way that this is, I'm going to just turn it. So as you can see, the 2 biggest parts, the text isn't completely centered. This part is a little bit bigger on top. So I'll just flip it and then glue it on like that. There we go. So the back and the front and then the back, and then If you could see on camera, I also inked the edges so it's completely dark. Alternatively, you can also paint the edges gold if you would like to, or whichever color you would like. So I would recommend doing this before you put the glossy accents on there, because it'll be impossible to do that afterwards. So now I have this leather punch. You can also use an awl if you don't have that, or a crocodile if you do have that. So I use the smallest one here. I would say it's about a 2mm hole, and then I'm just gonna punch it through there. And then I just take my dauber, I think you call it, and then I just wiggle it around there so I can make that look old and aged as well. Like that. It's not perfect, but I don't have anything small enough to get in there. And now I'm going to put the glossy accents on. So what I do first is I first put it around the hole, and then I do it everywhere else. Now I'm going to let that dry. Once it's dry, I'll turn it over and do the other side. Just make sure though that it is completely dry before you do the other side, because otherwise it'll stick to the bottom as the other side is drying. So I did some others so long, just so I can make sure it works. So here they are. I did a bunch. I did all of them actually, except for one which I accidentally broke. I think it's one of the face ones. Just getting them all. So here, all completely ready to hang off of dangles or off of tabs. And just to show you, here's an example of one I also just inked the edges of, but then some of them, a lot of them I did paint gold as well. So that's what that looks like. Either one looks very nice, and I absolutely love how they came out. So this is a nice mass make to just grab and then use in your journals. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not going to do the other side as well, since it's the exact same thing, but you get the idea in any way. So this will last me quite a while, and I love how they came out. So please let me know what you think, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, I'll be doing a lot of other glossy accent stuff. I love using that because it automatically makes it look aged and older, and I just love how that looks. And I love the bubbles as well. I don't know why, but I think it looks really cool. But I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here with me. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and then I will see you next time. Have a blessed day. Bye bye.